If you want to learn how to use social media to your benefit and how to grow your platforms, stay tuned for these tips. Welcome back to my channel. It is I, your host, Baddie. And if you are new here, welcome. If you are returning, I'm glad to have you back. So, okay, how to use social media to your benefit and how to grow your social media platform. These tips can work for any social media platform, but of course, with each platform, it's gonna be a little different. Like each platform, you will have to do something more in depth. So these are just general tips. So how to grow your social media platforms is you have to post valuable content. You have to post content that is quality and content that is of value. So when I say of value, I mean educational content, inspirational content, motivational content. Something that people can learn from, something that people can, you have to be solving a problem, or you have to be pulling on people's heartstrings. So educational content, if someone wants to know how to do a hairstyle, if somebody want to know how to do nails, if somebody want to know how to do their makeup, you provide the answer. So whatever type of content you search for, like how to do a full face of makeup, you can provide that answer for your audience if that's something that you're skilled in. So I would say it has to be something that you're passionate about, or something that you enjoy doing and you do it really good, and something that comes easy to you. So something that you could talk about for hours if you're going to be teaching. And then for inspirational content, you gotta make people feel like they can do that too. You gotta make people feel like they can get to where they want to be in life. You have to make people feel a certain type of way. That's gonna keep people's attention. If you got their emotions, you got their attention. If you're teaching them something, if you're solving a problem, you got their attention. My iPad right here, so that's why I'm looking over here. I would say entertaining content. If something is entertaining, you got somebody's attention, because people love to laugh. They love a funny person. People love being around funny people. Why do you think people go to comedy shows? They pay to laugh. Literally, people pay to laugh. So your content has to be of some sort of value, whether it's any one of those things. And then I will also add that your content has to be relatable, because if you're trying to be perfect in your content, have the perfect aesthetic, have the perfect this and that, you're not going to be able to gain as many people as if you took them on your journey with you. People want to see you grow. They want to see where you started from, just like them, and to where you are now, which is a mixture of like educational, inspirational, motivational content, because you started here, and now if you show your journey and your growth, then that's going to inspire and motivate other people, but also they can learn from that as well. Your content has to be valuable and of quality, relatable by being yourself. The content that you're posting on social media should be relatable. What I mean by relatable is you should be being yourself. That's how you be relatable. You be a regular human being. Sometimes people can get caught up, and by people I mean me, because this happened to me too. Like I would get caught up in like the aesthetics of everything, making sure everything was perfect, cookie cutter, but that's not relatable. People want to see you as a real person. They want to feel connected to you. They want to know you. So the content that you post on social media, if you want to use social media to your benefit, if you want to grow your social media platform, you have to make sure that you're being your authentic self. And also, I would say the content has to be valuable in some way, but also it has to be of quality. Now I did just say don't try to make everything perfect, but your background should be pleasing to the eye. Who want to sit and watch a grainy video unless that's the vibes, that's the aesthetic? Who want to sit and watch a video with a mess in the background unless you're doing a video where it's like a time lapse of you cleaning up, and over time it's showing how the room started off versus how the room got clean. Quality is the quality of your videos. Your videos should be crisp as possible. You can start off with an iPhone, like I started off, where you can get you a camera. A camera is not necessary. You can use your iPhone. It's big YouTubers that still use their iPhone to this day. But the quality of your video should be crisp, appealing to the eye, meaning everything in the background should be appealing. Your lighting should be really good. Like, you should want to sit through your whole video. If you don't want to sit through your whole video, what makes you think other people want to sit through your whole video? Like, let's be for real. So I would say, hold on. So I would say also try different things when you're posting content. A lot of people say it's best to have a niche to grow your social media platforms, that you should niche down and be really specific. So if you're into beauty, what kind of beauty? Are you into like soft glam makeup or skincare for this type of skincare for dry skin, skincare for hormonal acne? They say niche down, but I don't really agree with that. I agree with it to a certain extent, because if you niche all the way down, then that can put you in a box and you'll be stuck doing one type of content that you'll get burnt out about. You'll get tired of doing this type of content. So I always say, like, I've watched a lot of videos and did a lot of research where they say niche down, but a lot of them say don't niche down, because you're a whole person. Your life is not about this one thing. Now, you can be a master in this one thing, whether it's skincare, makeup, or skincare for hormonal acne, makeup for soft glam, 90s makeup. That's niche down. You can be a master in that type of content. You're very skilled in that type of content, so like you know a lot about that specific type of content. But I would say also have sub niches, other things that you do, other things that you enjoy talking about, that you know about, that you're able to teach. So try different type of content, whether that's the motivational content, then you try educational content, then you try entertaining content. And all those different type of contents can still be inside the same niche. So if you want to try educational content about hair videos, natural hair videos for high porosity, you can try entertaining content about natural hair, high porosity natural hair. And then you can try motivational content about natural high porosity hair. And then you can try educational content. So you can try different content like that, or you can add in like literally different contents. If you want to talk about hair and then you want to talk about makeup, I would say become a master in something, but don't put yourself in a box, because my life is not just about one thing. Like, I'm a whole person and I have a lot of different things that I know how to do. So I'm not gonna just be stuck to one thing, because I'm gonna get bored fast. And I started off doing like trying to be a wig influencer, but as time went on and I'm seeing like my edges, I'm not liking it, that my edges are leaving slowly but surely. I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna need to get into something else. That's my boyfriend. He wanted to be in the video so bad. But anyway, so I would, at first I wanted to be a wig influencer. But I started to notice, like, I can't do a wig. I could, but I'm not going to, because that's gonna mess up my hairline. Like, that's gonna mess up the hair that I have. I don't want to do a wig every day or every other week just to have some content. Like, I want to do a wig every now and then, but I don't want to feel like I have to do a wig, because that's when it stops becoming fun. It stops being fun when it feels like a job. Like, I have to do this even though like I want to do something else, I want to try some different type of content. So I would suggest that you try different type of content out, see what works for you, see what you enjoy making, and see what your audience likes. And also try different posting times, like try posting in the morning, try posting in the evening. I don't think it's no set like time to post, because everybody's audience is different. Your audience might not be night people, they might be morning time or midday afternoon people, and the next person's audience might be midnight people. So I don't think like it's a set posting time, but I do think like in general a lot of people are on social media more on their off days, which is most likely on the weekend, like there's no school. A lot of people have off days on the weekend from their jobs, and I think more towards nighttime a lot of people are on social media. But also some people might get on social media as soon as they wake up. So it's like it depends on the person, really, and it depends on each individual person, and it depends on your audience. That's why you have to know your target audience. If you need help on finding your target audience, I have a video about that already. You can check it here. If you have any more questions, feel free to comment. Let's move on to posting now. You want to post more than not. So I would say post at least 3 to 5 times a week. And if you want to post multiple times a day, okay. But if you want to grow your social media platform, you have to pay attention to what's working and what's not. So we're gonna get into that later when we talk about the analytics. But for TikTok, I noticed like I was posting consistently, but the more I started posting in a day, my views started to drop. So I'm like, okay, let me take a break, and then my views started to go back up. So it really depends on what is consistency to you. Consistency don't necessarily mean post every day, 3 times a day. It just means how many times can you show up with quality, valuable content. But you want to make sure that your audience is seeing you as much as possible, because the more you see something, the more used to it you get, the more you start to expect to see it. So if you post twice this week then disappear for 2 weeks, nobody is gonna know you. They're not gonna know your content. Even if you had a viral video, or even if you had really good content, if you put in all that momentum and then you just go away, it's like you just lost all that momentum that you just built up. So now you got to build it up all over again, and you don't want to do that. You want to keep, if you're trying to seriously grow your social media platforms, you want to keep that momentum going. Like you have to really look at this as like a career for real, because it will replace your full-time job, which is, that's what I'm working on. I've been following all these tips that I'm giving you to make sure that I can replace my job with my content and just what I enjoy, content. So I would say post more than not, and the more you post, the more you grow. Like really, once I started posting like consistently on TikTok, I started to see, and I'm still seeing growth to this day. It's easier to grow on TikTok though. A lot of people say that, and that is really true. It's easier to grow on TikTok than I feel like any other platform. And I hadn't posted on Instagram for a long time, but then once I posted on Instagram, I had got a lot of engagement, a lot of good engagement, but I didn't keep that momentum going because I really didn't have content like backed up. That's another thing. You want to make sure you have enough content to keep going on the days that you can't go out and film content. So if you got a job, you want to make sure that you can film content on your off days to be able to post for 2 weeks or 1 week. You want to make sure you got enough content. So the more you post, the more you grow, because you're in people's faces and you're meeting your audience where they are. So speaking of meeting your audience where they are, you want to post on the platform that your audience is on. You literally want to meet them where they are. If if you know that your content is aimed towards your target audience, which is like black girl luxury type of girls, that was very popular on TikTok like a year ago. But you would want to post that type of content on TikTok and meet them where they are. You want to find out the times that they're on TikTok, the colors that they like, the type of fonts that they like, the type of clothes that they like, and you want to become that, if that makes sense. And then you want to make sure you're posting when they're online. What days do they be on social media? If you want to grow your social media platform, you have to know your audience. You gotta know like what's their ages, where do they shop, what type of content do they like to see, so you'll know which platform they're on. If you want to use social media to your benefit, which you should if you're already scrolling on social media, like especially if you spend a lot of your free time on social media, why not use it to your benefit? Unless you're just not a social media person. In order to grow any social media platform, you have to provide valuable content, quality content, and post. So we're gonna move on to, before I move on to the analytics, a lot of people be scared to start, which I was one of the people, and to a certain extent, like I still be like questioning it. A lot of people be scared to start, which keeps them from starting. So when I say, if you want to grow your social media platform, you have to post, like, and you got to talk to, if you talking to the camera, or if you, whatever you doing, you have to do it like you already got that audience that you want. You got to know who you're talking to, who you're targeting, so when they do come across these videos, they know that you talking to them. They know that they feel like it's directed at them. It feels like a personal video, like a FaceTime or something like that. So, and also when you do post, you want to make sure you have a hook in your videos, because especially for TikTok and Instagram, YouTube is a little bit more forgiving, but you also got to get a hook. Like your thumbnail got to be good on YouTube, and then the beginning of your video, it got to be hidden on something, because if it's not, people are going to click off. But for TikTok, people attention span on TikTok is so short, and I caught myself like my attention span was getting shorter because I'm on TikTok a lot, and I'm like, people not getting straight to the point. I swipe. I don't want to see it. Like, if you take it too long and dragging it out, I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear it. Like, now you just blew me. But I'm like, whoa, I didn't used to be like that. So like, that's kind of a problem. But you really, since you're meeting your audience where they are, you have to make sure you hook them in the first 3 to 5 seconds. You gotta make sure you turning the video on and you saying something intriguing. You starting it off with a question. You starting it off with a statement that lets them know that this video is going to be helpful. So you want to learn how to do your nails, or I heard you wanted to learn how to do your nails, or you ask them a question. Like, you can ask about nails. If you want to teach about nails, are you tired of going to the nail shop? Me too. That's why I learned how to do my own nails. Let me teach you. Something like that, but more straight to the point, because that was kind of a long hook. But you have to catch their attention in the first few seconds of the video, or you just lost a viewer and it just hurts your engagement. Speaking of engagement, now the last thing I want to talk about is analytics. You need to learn the terms in the analytics section of your platform if you want to grow on social media. If you want to grow your social media platform, you need to learn watch time, what that means, and you need to learn what engagement means, click-through rate, what all these terms, all these different terms mean, and learn what the numbers mean, because this will help you when it comes to learning your audience, when it comes to knowing what time to post for your specific audience, when it comes to what type of content your audience likes, and what type of content is working for you, and what type of content your audience enjoys overall. So you should be paying attention to your analytics. It's gonna tell you everything you need to know, really, if you know how to read it. If you need help on learning how to read your analytics, comment down below and I can make a video in depth about that. I think that's what I'm gonna do, so I'm not gonna go too in depth, and this video is getting kind of long, so just comment if you want that video. If you want to grow your social media platform, follow these tips and come back and let me know how they worked for you. I know they'll work, but just come back and let me know. So that's all I have. Until next time, bye.